so let's begin. So what you'll need will be some Dawn dish soap. I always use the blue kind. It's supposed to be, really good at removing, grease, as it says, from dishes, but obviously also it's really good at removing the oil from your nails. So you'll start with that, and then you'll also need a nail file, a buffer, some scissors, a cuticle pusher. I do recommend the rubber one that Jamberry has in their nail kits. It's a lot sturdier than the wooden orange sticks. And those are also cuticle pushers, but they are made of wood. They're a little bit flimsier. These just work a lot better, and I really recommend this. This, I would say, would be the key to getting perfect wraps on your nails every time. Also, you'll need a Jamberry nail prep wipe. You can also use rubbing alcohol and some cotton balls. You will need a plastic bag, plastic Ziploc, or whatever sandwich bag that you have. Also, you'll need I have a mini heater. If you don't have a mini heater, it's totally fine. You can use a hair dryer just the same. And then last but not least, you will need your favorite jams. So I just got my holiday ones in. These are called Christmas socks. It's called Season Bright. Has some little bulbs on them. This is the Tinsel Poinsettia and the Christmas elves. So I will be doing the Christmas socks. And then finally, what you might need, this is optional depending on what you need, some kind of pen. This is a Sharpie, seems to work better, and just some Scotch tape. I'll show you why in a little bit. So I have already washed my hands with the Dawn dish soap. Actually, before I did that, I pushed back my cuticles using the rubber cuticle pusher. And then I also filed my nails to desired length and essentially desired shape. And I also buffed my nails. And then after I did all that, I washed with Dawn dish soap. So now I am going to open the nail prep wipe. Again, if you don't have this, you can go ahead and use some rubbing alcohol. So take this out of the package, save the package. So I just use a little bit, like little corner of it, because you are going to need this later. So wipe down your nails really good. Again, this is in addition to the Dawn soap. It removes any oils from your skin so that the wraps will stick better. All right, so once you've done that, I put it on top of the packaging and save that for later. All right, so then you're going to find whatever wraps you're using. So again, I'm using the Christmas socks. You're gonna take your first finger, whatever finger you wanna get started with, and you match it up to which finger you want to use. You always want to pick something that is slightly smaller than your nail. One of the biggest concerns I hear is after a little bit, the wraps start to lift around the cuticle. In order to avoid that, you want it to not touch any skin because your skin collects oil, and when it does that, the oil gets under the wrap and it starts to peel before 2 weeks. So if you make sure that it is adhered to your actual nail, then you don't have to worry about that, and they will last the 2 weeks. All right, so I'm gonna find something that fits slightly too small to my nail. So my pinky's a little bit small. All right, so this would be a good opportunity for me to show you what the tape is for. All right, so you take some tape, peel off just a little bit of it. You put it over your nail, just like that. And then you take your marker or your pen, and you just trace, I don't know if you can see, trace your nail. All right, so it looks something like that. Take that off. And then whichever one you want to use, I'm going to start with, I'm gonna do the red one. All right, so you put it over the wrap. And then you just cut around, cut on that line. All right, and then I just remove the tape. Once you have the tape off, you are going to, so the reason I save the nail prep wipe, I wipe off all of my tools before and between using them on the wraps. That way, make sure there's no transfer of oils going on or anything like that. So I lift it from the paper. All right, so if at all possible you do not want to touch the rounded side, because that is the side that's going on your cuticle. If you, or towards your cuticle. If you do for any reason, it's fine. You just want to try not to. Okay. So now I've lifted that up. Go ahead and cut that off. So I'm going to go ahead and touch the top. So this part's not going to go on my nail. This part's actually going to be filed off. So I'm going to do my next nail. And for my next one, I'm going to do, let's see. Okay, I'm going to do the green one. This one right, no, you know, the plaid one. All right, so again, I'm going to show you that I lift up using the cuticle pusher, the edge of the cuticle pusher. So, oh, I'm sorry, again, yeah, definitely between everything, wipe it off, make sure there's no transfer of oils or anything. And then wait for that to dry a little bit. And then lift up. And once you get about halfway, take your scissors and you cut it. And then again, this other half will be able to be used again. So that's why you get multiple manicures out of one sheet. All right, so once you have that, I do take it by the tip and rotate it. Again, this part is going to be filed off, so it doesn't, you know, really matter if you touch it. So then I take this, heat it up for about 3 to 5 seconds, right until, you know, it starts to bend. And then I place it on my nail, like so. And then I use my finger to push it down. So use quite a bit of pressure. Push towards the tip, starting in the center, and then going around the sides. And then I use my cuticle pusher to go start in the center, go towards the tip, and then going around the sides. Again, really making sure that you're getting it to adhere to the nail and not the skin. So here I do have, you know, you can see little slivers of nail peeking through. That is totally fine. Nobody's going to notice that. and it helps them last longer because they're not touching the skin, so they won't have that peeling around the skin. Alright, so I heat it again, a couple seconds, do some more pushing and adhering. Then I take my plastic bag, twist it, make sure that it's getting the tip completely sealed, and then while it's in the bag, I will heat it again. All of these heatings are probably unnecessary. I just like to make sure that they're really, really sealed. So I'll hold it like this for a second or two, make sure I'm really getting the tip sealed. So I do that, and I go back, and I push it one more time. This time I use more of a tapping motion to make sure it's sealed in every spot. Alright, and then again, I will leave this part on until I'm done with all my nails. So I'm going to go ahead and really quickly get all my nails done, and then I will show you how to file the tips off. So let's do this. Completed all my nails. Last thing I have to do, final step, is to just file off the edges. A lot of people actually sleep overnight with them and just let them cool down as much as possible. Like I said, they just try and avoid the lifting up the tips. It's not necessary. I do just wait until after I'm done with all of my nails, just so they have cooled down and hardened. So what I do is take a nail file. You're going to file in a downward 90-degree angle motion. So I always start with the nail I started with first. Make sure, it's all the way cooled down. File in a 90-degree angle. You don't have to file hard. It takes a couple seconds for it to break off, but it will break off and it will just come right off. And there you go. No mess, no dry time. You can touch them immediately after. They will last 2 weeks.